Hey guys, Ms. Simpson here, and I'm just recording a quick video on converting customary capacity. So first we want to talk about what do these words mean in general. Customary is just the typical units that we use to measure things in everyday life. Okay, capacity, they have a definition here for capacity. The capacity of a container is the amount that a container can hold. So mostly measuring in liquids, okay? You're measuring capacity when you're measuring liquids or how much a container can hold in a liquid form typically, okay? So that was on 591, but we're gonna kind of scroll down to 592 just for the sake of keeping our videos shorter so it's easy to download on people's computers. So we have this chart here that I've circled, customary units of capacity. So you probably remember this guy named Gallon Man that you learned about in previous school years. The Gallon Man really helped you see visually how many cups are in a pint, how many pints are in a quart, how many quarts are in a gallon. It makes up the Gallon Man. And really, I think that you can go really anywhere online and search. And just, there's tons of different ways. There's King Gallon, there's Gallon Man. You can search this up. This is King Gallon. He had 4 queens. There was 8 princesses, and that's the story of this. Okay. You can YouTube this, the Gallon Man. This is typically your standard Gallon Man that people are used to, Gallon Bot or Gallon Man in general. Anyhow, that is a helpful little thing that you can search up at any point. But this is a chart that also says the same thing. So there are 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. Okay. There are 2 cups in 1 pint. There are 2 pints in 1 quart. There are 4 quarts in a gallon. And so we can use this information to help us when we are converting on our problems that we have to solve. So I am turning over to page 593. Let me clear this. So if you have your Go Math book to follow along, this is page 593. So we're going to look at a couple problems together because you have problems on 595 and 596 to complete later. So let's look at number 5. This is very similar to what we were just doing in customary links. It's actually pretty much the same. We're just using different conversions. So when we are looking at number 5, okay, we're going from cups to pints. C stands for cups, PT stands for pints. So which one's bigger, cups or pints? Pints is bigger, cups are smaller. So I'm going from small units to bigger units. When you go from small units, when you go from small to big, you divide. Small to big, you divide, okay? So we need to go back and look at our conversion sheet, which I highly suggest you do until you memorize those. You do need to memorize them. But when I go back up here and look at this conversion sheet, there are 2 cups in 1 pint. Where I'm getting this from is right here. Cups to pint. Cups to pint is what we're looking for, right? So I'm going to make my way back down to my worksheet. There we go. So I'm going from small to big. So there's 2. So that means I'm dividing that 38 by 2. So I get 18. I'll put that in the blank. I know that process for the long division was really fast. So if you need to slow the video down and watch that again, you can. But we've covered that in 2 different chapters. So we should be getting pretty quick on our long division at this point. Let's look at the next problem. I have quarts. I'm going into gallons. So gallon man, being who he is, the gallons is actually the biggest unit, right, in the gallon man. So gallons is the biggest. Quarts are smaller than gallons. So once again, when I'm going from small to big, I'm dividing. When I'm going from big to small, I'm multiplying. You need to remember this little saying, or this, you need to memorize that for the whole chapter, this chapter. Okay? So, quarts to gallons, we need to go look at our chart for quarts and gallons until we get this memorized. So, quarts to gallons, I'm looking at the bottom of that chart, and there are 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So let me go back down to my work. 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So I know I'm dividing something. I'm dividing this 36 by something. The something is the conversion. So there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. So I'm dividing by 4. And this is a multiplication fact you should know. 4 goes into 36 how many times? 9 times. We need to know. 9 times 4 is 36. Okay? We're going to move along to the bottom. Oh, seems like I do that every video, huh? On this page, 8 through 13 is just the same as the problems that we just went over. Same type of problem. When we look at 14 through 19, we're back to comparing, just like we did the last worksheet. So once again, I would prefer everyone choose the bigger unit to convert, so we're multiplying. In general, we're better at multiplying than we are dividing. Long division can be tricky sometimes too. So I have units of C and PT. So that means cups and pints. Which one's bigger? Pints are bigger. So this is going to be the one that I want to convert. I'm going to leave the 28 cups alone. And you need to think, how many cups are in a pint? There are 2 cups in 1 pint. So since I'm going from big units to small units, I'm multiplying 14 times 2, which is 28. So I just changed that to 28 cups. That means that 14 cups and, 28 cups and 14 pints are actually equal. Same thing on 15. I have pints and I have quarts. So I want to convert the units that are the biggest. So quarts are bigger than pints. So I need to change the quarts into pints. How many pints are there in 1 quart? If this one is a hard one to remember from gallon man, then you go back. Right here, we look at our conversion. There's 2 pints in 1 quart. So I'll move it back down. There's 2 pints in 1 quart, so that means I'm multiplying 13 times 2, which is 26. So I have 26 pints compared to 25. 26 is bigger. The Pac-Man's going to eat the 26. So I hope this video helps. It's the same process, but different units of measure, different ways to convert. Okay? So use this video to help you on page 595 and 596.